Hey guys, Ailoupup here, and today I'm bringing to you a review of Graceling by Kristin Cashore. Graceling follows Lady Katza of the Midlands, niece of King Randa. As everyone believes that her Grace is killing, King Randa uses her as his bully to force his people into fearful submission. And then she meets Prince Grandemalion, which is a mouthful to say. So I am going to refer to him as Poe, or Prince Poe as he is known throughout the book. And in fact, he's only briefly mentioned in the beginning of the book to be named Prince Grandemalion, or Grandemalion? Whichever. With Poe, she decides that she's had enough of being Randa's bully, and she leaves to find whoever ordered the capture of Poe's grandfather, Prince Tilith, and to find herself in a way as well. Back of the book makes it seem like the only important things that happen are about her Grace and her relationship with Poe, and that is just not the case. Got Graceling from a friend of mine a few years ago, as we usually have the same taste in books, and she thought that this would be one that I would enjoy. For the most part, I did enjoy it. It's just that reading it again, I did find that I have a few problems with. I didn't notice the first time I read it. Probably the biggest problem I have is her Grace. I find it conceivable that most people wouldn't notice that her Grace is not as it seems because they don't want to get close to her. There are two people that get close to her that I felt should have known that her Grace is more than it seems. So I'm not really all that surprised that she didn't realize herself, because I felt that she was just a very oblivious character, really oblivious about a lot of things. I felt that Cashore made her Grace too obvious, at least to the reader, that I felt like the characters should have known, and it should not have been Poe who brought it up. I also felt that Katza in general just made some very poor decisions. The book could have gone on much longer if she had made some different decisions, some better decisions, and it made the ending seem a bit rushed to me, though the whole book kind of feels a bit rushed. It jumps a little from scene to scene and from day to night to make it feel a bit rushed. There is one more issue that I have, that is with Katza herself. Rather than being oblivious about a lot of things, I found her to be a bit too strong of a character that I didn't really feel worried about her. When something would happen, it was never like, oh no, what's going to happen? Is she going to be alright? Instead, I was thinking more of, her Grace will keep her alive, everything's going to be fine. Now, with all that being said, there were things that I did like about the book, mainly Bitterblue. Probably my favorite character. Bitterblue is a 10-year-old girl who I think is just really cute and much better written than the rest of characters I had seen at that point, and I am glad that she is the main character in the sequel to this book. I have read a little bit of the sequel, so I know very little and remember even less of what I read. I can only hope that it is better written than this was. The world where this was set in I found very interesting, and I thought that the people with the two different color eyes having a certain grace was an interesting concept. There really isn't much else to the world except for some things that are explained in the prequel, and I will talk about those when I actually get to rereading the prequel, because I have read it. I just don't remember a whole lot about it. Originally, when I read this for the first time a few years ago, I gave this a 4 out of 5, and while I can see why I gave it that, I no longer think it deserves a 4, and I have given it instead a 3 out of 5. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more book-related videos from me.